Alright fellas, here we are back in Pokemon Masters, and tomorrow we're going to be having Oleana and Garbodor drop for the Galar Villain arc, and yeah, they're going to be dropping, 2 units. We had Rose, and now we're going to get Oleana, and Oleana is honestly probably the best poison character in the game, just considering every bit of utility, damage, and everything else that she can do. Emma is probably her only, contender in terms of that, and I honestly think Oleana's probably better. I could be wrong, but this is just kind of my opinion, and me looking in. I've only got Emma at 1 out of 5, and I don't have Oleana at all, obviously, and I haven't really looked too deep into what she can, what Oleana can do besides, when I reviewed the units at the beginning of the month, right? Or I guess the end of June, but whatever. So yeah, we're gonna look at Oleana here to see just how valuable she is of a unit. And I'm probably not going to recommend you summon for her, just because of everything, related. Anniversary coming up, there's a bunch of other strong units this month and all that stuff, right? But Oleana's definitely got some decent value to her, right? So let's look at it. So, she's a Tech-type Poison Sync pair. Poison has half the units in it being Tech. There's 13 Poison units there, 6 of them are Techs. And the rest are split between Striker and Support, which is just crazy to me. So she's definitely not helping out that problem, but it's fine, whatever. She can still be redeemed, of course, and being a Tech unit isn't innately bad. But looking at her, she's got 680 HP. Remember, level 150 stats, so it'll be a little bit lower for level 140. Actually, I should probably just look over here for that. So 650 HP, 336 attack, 174 in both defenses, and 288 speed. She doesn't use any special moves, so the special attack doesn't matter. Defensive stats are pretty on par for, a Tech kind of damage dealing unit. HP is a little bit low, in my opinion, but it's not bad. 336 attack is also sort of low, but it's not bad as well. And 288 speed isn't really too great, but it could be worse. So overall, pretty average, subpar type stats, I would say. But they can obviously be made up for, right? For sure. Like Rose is able to make up his stats displacement. But yeah. Looking at her abilities here, she has Gunk Shot, which is a 4-gauge move that does 194 power. Don't know why it does this, because it's in the main game, it's 120 base power, which is a strong move, but they've made other moves with similar base power not be this strong. At least I think so. I could have been wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on, let me go look at Aaron. I know Aaron has a Heracross, and I'm pretty sure has Mega Horn. Okay, 108. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so maybe these moves are just built to be this strong. Okay, whatever. But yeah, really strong poison move here. Gunk Shot's a great attack to have for sure. 30% chance to poison, 80 accuracy here. So that's good, for sure. Move gauge boost, who cares? Whatever. I'm pretty sure I think this is just irrelevant. I'm pretty sure I remember her kit, and this is irrelevant for the most part, other than in her grid. In her grid, she has something for it, but this is not really the greatest. She's got Venom Drench, which lowers the target's attack, special attack, and speed by 1 whenever the enemy is poisoned, and it targets all enemies, which can be amazing. That's an amazing ability to have, so yeah. She has Please Leave, her trainer move, which reduces her sync move countdown by 1, raises her attack by 4, raises her accuracy by 2, and raises her crit by 3. Accuracy buffs are going to make it so Gunk Shot cannot miss. So, that's good, right? That's really good. Sync countdown, you can wait until after using her sync move in case you have a support that can buff her stats, and you'll be able to get that sync countdown, which can also be pretty valuable, right? So that's good. Okay. And then she's obviously, a G-Max Garbodor here, so she's going to have the max moves. She's got Max Malodor, G-Max Malodor, which is a 400 base power max move that leaves all enemies poisoned, which is amazing. And then Max Guard, of course, which is whatever. I just used the G-Max Malodor, good base power. Great powerful attack here, right? It's like using 2 sync moves. So no real point to use Max Guard. And then her passive skills here, I believe is her moves AoE? I don't think so. Okay. She's got status P move on a poisoned opponent, stat down ×3. They're getting lazy. They're getting really lazy with these passive skill names, right? But I guess they're super hyper specific, so it makes sense. When a poisoned or badly poisoned opponent's stat is lowered by a status move, by the user's Pokemon, it is lowered by 3 times the stat ranks, which essentially just turns Venom Drench from -1 in these 3 stats to -3, which is amazing, right? Because there's a lot of Cakewalk users, there's a lot of Overpower, Pecking Order users, and that's going to be really, really good for them, right? So that's amazing for sure. And yeah. We got max move hit team rebuff down 1, lowers the opponent's poison rebuff of all opposing sync pairs by 1 when the user's max move targeting an opponent is successful. So all enemies are going to be getting the poison rebuff whenever her max move lands, which is a 30% multiplier, of course, because it's only 1 poison rebuff. So that is kind of a big reason on why she's more valuable than Iris, because Iris applies Zone, which is a 50% multiplier, but Oleana applies rebuff, which can't expire, assuming you're in the stadium, right? Obviously, legendary arenas, they lose it as their, the bar changes. But you're getting this rebuff here, which is extremely easy to keep up just because they don't get rid of their rebuff. Most opponents don't. I'm pretty sure Thornton or someone has the ability to raise their rebuff, but whatever. So you're not really going to be dealing with someone changing their rebuff often, which is great. And then it's only a 20% less powerful multiplier, and then Oleana just overall is a better unit than Iris, in my opinion. So that's why I think she's probably better, just as a, poison, like, assistant unit, I guess, helping out other poison damage dealers, right? Pair her with, like, Roxy or someone who already has the poison here from G-Max Malorder, so she's going to have all of her toxic power and toxic, or what is it? What is the other ability? Toxic power and, fuck, I literally forgot the ability, but Virulent Toxin. Whenever, allies have those abilities, obviously the poison is going to be helping out there, because it's guaranteed poison, so you don't have to worry about having to get these 30% poison chances like this, or, potentially even lower, like 10% poison chances here, so that's definitely very, very good for sure, and of course the poison rebuff helping out allies even more. She's a great, probably better poison assist unit than Iris is. Let me actually pull her up here. There. Okay. And then her last passive skill is Ally Poisons Badly Poisoned, except in certain circumstances. When an ally leaves an opponent poisoned, leaves it badly poisoned instead. Meaning that all of the normal poison is going to be toxic poison, which, increases the amount of effectiveness every single turn, which is great, right? So you're going to be dealing not only the normal damage, you're going to be dealing toxic poison damage, which is great. Absolutely amazing ability. So, yeah. Overall, this is her 1 out of 5 base kit here. She's got a lot going for her. She's going to be able to poison all enemies while using a nuclear max move here. She's going to be having Gunk Shot for like 200 base power, which is not a small multiplier, right? Or a small base power, right? That's like 30 off of Hyper Beam. That's literally 30 power off of Hyper Beam, I'm quite certain. Yeah. Well, that's 5 out of 5. 223, 194. That's literally a little bit less than 30 off, which is great, right? So there's that, and you're coming off of a pretty solid attack stat. She's going to be hitting harder than Iris. That's the bottom line here, is that she's going to be hitting harder than Iris. I'm pretty sure, yeah, she's got poison, she got Virulent Toxin for her sync move. Iris's sync move will hit harder, but Oleana's DPS will be better, and plus she's got the max move to, make up for that. And then, obviously we have, wait, actually, is Iris's? Huh. Actually, don't know if Iris's nuke is better. Okay, but whatever. Oleana's got her innate sync multiplier here, which is more the target's stats or lower the greater the power of this attack. Okay, it's actually worse. No. That's power play, I believe, is what it's called. Power play sucks. Well, it doesn't suck, but it's very hard to max out because of how, stat buffing and debuffing works. Basically, if you look at a multiple like pecking order, it requires attack debuffs, I think. Attack, special attack, whatever, it doesn't matter, that's not the point. You need to get that stat to -6 for it to be maxed out, and the max multiplier for that sync move is 100%. So, every stat debuff is going to do a percentage increase all the way up to 100% at -6, and, you can do the math to see what it is for each percentage, it doesn't matter. But this multiplier for this, meaning there's a lot of stats in this game, right? Count all 5 core stats: attack, special attack, speed, special defense, and defense. Count evasion and accuracy and crit, and that is a lot of stat debuffs. Obviously, you can't debuff crit, so take out crit in this equation, but you have those 7 stats that you need to have debuffed, which is, that's a lot of stats you have to debuff in order to actually get that max multiplier, and the multiplier is not great. It's 120%. Not 100%, it's 120. It's not higher than that either, so you're going to have, and in order to get that max 120% multiplier, all of the enemy stats have to be debuffed. Defense, special defense, attack, special attack, speed, accuracy, evasion, all of them need to be debuffed in order to get that full 120%, meaning you're not very likely to reach the increased, the maximum power that would be pecking order, or power play. No, not power play. Overpower. Yeah, overpower. That's a buff, but whatever. Yeah, those type of abilities. No, is overpower a debuff? I think overpower is for special attack. Whatever. You're not going to be reaching the same efficacy with 3 debuffs here: attack, special attack, and speed. That's going to be what, 18 stats debuffed, which out of let's see, 42 out of 42 stats, having only 18 debuffed is not going to be great for your multiplier, right? That's just kind of the footnote there. So the Sync Nuke, I hate power play just for that reason. I wish she would have got like pecking order or something, or cakewalk, or whatever it would be. Overpower. But whatever, it's not a bad multiplier. Any multiplier is probably just good, right? So it's nothing too crazy, it's nothing too bad. And if you can somehow max it out all the way, then you're going to have a slightly more powerful multiplier, I guess. But whatever. Oleana overall is really good. She's got a solid Sync Nuke here with the enemy multiplier. She's got a great max move for amazing damage that also poisons enemies, badly poisons enemies, and applies poison rebuff afterwards. So then you can start spamming your 194 base power gunk shots, just boom, just smacking the enemy with these, and it's really, really easy and really simple to use unit. Venom Drench for stat debuffs if you want to use her as a utility unit that can, help out other poison characters, or just any other character in general, because obviously a lot of allies are going to want, Venom Drench, right? Being able to AoE, debuff attack, special attack, and speed by 3 in one turn, and you're doing AoE, is insane. That's insane debuffs, very fast debuffs, right? Only would it be better if you could debuff all stats, which kind of you can. I think so anyway. I think she has stuff in here that actually enables that. But yeah, whatever. So very good unit overall. She's got great debuffs, great DPS. The max move damage is amazing. Of course, Sync Nuke damage is pretty solid at 1 out of 5 here. And the rebuff, of course, is going to be great as well. So she's a great utility unit, great damage dealer. Hits pretty hard as well, as well, of course. So that's good, right? She's a good 1 out of 5 unit, but I still probably would recommend, eyeing away from her, just because Rose is also a great damage dealer. Just saying that. And when it comes to utility, Poison does need utility for sure, but you could probably pick up Fall Iris on a Select Scout, and even though she may be a little bit worse, Poison Zone is still not bad. Poison Zone is still not bad. Let's keep that in mind here. Iris, despite being a little bit disappointing to some people, whatever, Poison Witch is still, really good to have, even though I think Oleana's overall stuff is probably better than Iris's. I would just recommend saving your gems because Oleana is going to rerun later at some point. The Galar Villanark is going to rerun, of course, and I think her and Rose are the more likely candidates to actually rerun with the Galar Villanark, as opposed to, potential Part 2 units, which may be like Signasuits or something, right? So I'd say Oleana's probably got a pretty decent chance of rerunning. She's not super broken, busted. I'd say she's good for sure, but she's not like overpowered like Signasuit Steven to where they're not going to rerun them except for in certain circumstances, and how like Dojo Glory took a literal year to rerun. I don't think it's going to be that bad, so you can definitely wait and pick up Oleana later on if you want to. I would recommend just kind of waiting out for the data mine because, of course, she lasts until August 19th, over a month from now. So you can definitely, make up your mind to summon a little bit later on, see what may be coming in Part 2 for the Galar Villanark and all that stuff, right? So, yeah. Don't recommend summoning, but hey, of course, I can't really blame you if you do summon. She's a great poison unit, great poison utility unit, helps out poison allies, and just is a great damage dealer and great unit overall, right? I can't really fault anybody for wanting to summon for her because she's pretty solid, right? So, yeah. But let's actually look at her grid here and see everything that she gets. So 1 out of 5, she gets nothing really too impressive other than move gauge refresh stuff, which can be solid because her speed tier isn't the greatest, so you may want to keep this in mind and you can get some pretty good gauge from it. 2 out of 5, we have gunk shot staggering, 20% chance to flinch, not really consistent but solid enough, right? Accuracy plus 10, this could be relatively solid, I guess, in case you're fighting enemies who have buffed evasion or something. Still nothing too crazy. She's got Virtual Toxin and Toxin Power 2 here, and then Potent Toxin as well. So she's got 20% Sync Move multiplier, when the enemy's poisoned, 20% damage multiplier whenever the enemy is poisoned, and then she has more efficacy with Toxic Poison, which is great, right? So enemy's going to be poisoned very, very easily, so these multipliers are very easy to activate, and then, of course, they're going to be taking even more damage from that poison itself, which is great for sure, definitely. 2 out of 5, though, I wouldn't say it's amazing. I wouldn't say so. But these are definitely some solid things to pick up just in case you do happen to get her to 2 out of 5, right? But then, of course, 3 out of 5 is going to be the biggest thing, where she's got Power Play, Virtual and Toxic 5, Toxic Power 3, G-Max Malware Power Up, or Power Boost, I guess. Sync Nodes, of course. Move Gauge Boost, Pep Rally, and I think that's about the only notable stuff. So, Power Play, it's another Sync multiplier here, literally. She's got Power Play as her innate, she's got Power Play here. So basically double efficiency for her debuffs, I guess. So instead of having to go off of 1 multiplier with stat debuffs, now you have 2, which is just great, right? So essentially, let's say maybe you get 30% buffs from Power Play just from these stat debuffs. I don't think it's that's not good math, but let's just say it for argument. You know, they're minus 6 attack, special attack, and speed. Let's say you're at 30% sync multiplier. Then of course you're gonna have that again here with Power Play, right? Not the greatest, but still, that's going to be hitting hard. Don't try and underestimate that multiplier, because that's going to be good, especially if you can debuff even more stats. So yeah. She's also got Virtual and Toxin 5 here, of course, as we mentioned, meaning she's going to have an extra 50% multiplier just for the enemy being poisoned, which you're going to want them to be poisoned anyway, so why not pick up the free stuff? For sure. You can definitely pick up something like this, yeah. If you want a full sync, mostly full sync nuke, there. If you want a full sync nuke, you can pick something up like this. Get the G-Max Malware for extra 100 base power on your sync move. It's going to be like, what, 500 base power? 540 base power. That's going to be pretty damn strong, right? Or you can just swap it out for Toxic Power 4 here or whatever you want to do. You can also pick this up. This works too. Just kind of depends on what you want to do, right? Because she's going to be hitting hard. You can probably just pick up either one of these, depending on how you want to build her. But this is a great sync nuke grid here for sure, and as well as having great DPS as well. So if you want the nuke, this is probably the grid I recommend. Oh, wait, she's got ramming speed. I forgot to mention ramming speed. Oh, I'm a bum. Damn, okay. Shit. I completely forgot about their... How did I fail to see the ramming speed? Still, 30% multiplier. So if you want to get DPS, you can build around that as well. Maybe miss out on picking up a sync multiplier here. You can definitely try and pick that up if you like. You can get rid of that and get your toxic power there. This is a full DPS multiplier thing here. So 30% multiplier from ramming speed, 30% multiplier from toxic power 3, and 20% multiplier from toxic power 2. That's going to be, what, 80% extra damage on your gunk shots? That's pretty good. That's pretty good, especially when this thing hits pretty much as hard as a Hyper Beam. So yeah. And then, of course, you can just build for a sync nuke grid, kind of like what I showed you earlier. So yeah, that's good. And a little bit of an underrated aspect is that she does have Pep Rally 2 on her move gauge boost. Raises all allies speed by 2, which is amazing. So it essentially turns this into an X speed all, as well as boosting the move gauge by 3, which is amazing. So if you want to pick that up, go for it. That could be great in utility purposes for other potential poison units you may be wanting to run. Like, in case you don't want to use her as the main damage dealer, and you want to use her as like a side support unit, and you have another character with ramming speed. I'm pretty sure Roxy has ramming speed, right? Yeah, she's got ramming speed here. So you can actually, boost her speed a lot more consistently like this, as well as inertia. So if you want to use Roxy's sync nuke, then Oleana's going to be helping out with that, with the poison rebuff and the move gauge boost here, Pep Rally. So that's good for a little bit of utility there. But mostly you're probably going to be running her nuke grid or her DPS grid, right? So keep that in mind. And 4 out of 5 actually I think has some important stuff. Or is it 5 out of 5? I don't know. Gunk Shot, Ruthless Toxin 9. 100% chance of lowering any of the following stats by 2, which is all the stats in the game. Attack, defense, special attack, speed, special defense, accuracy, or evasion. Debuffing by 2 is great, but I honestly don't really like this ability too much, because assuming you've already used your Venom Drenches and gotten the enemy's attacks at special attack and speed down to -6, that is, a 3... that's 3 separate chances for this ability to not work, because what if the ability rolls on attack? You already have attack -6, which basically makes this ability useless. But of course you can, land on defense, special defense, accuracy, or evasion, and that'd be, really strong, right? To debuff those stats, and then of course having your power play multipliers do even more damage. So this ability could be good, but just depends how you want to do it, I guess. And then max move team defense down 2. Lowers the all opponents' defense by 2 after using the max move, which can be amazing. Extra damage on your power play, as well as having just the base, your move's going to be doing more damage because defense is lowered. So that's good as well. Just depends how you want to pick it up, I guess. So you can definitely make some good use of this stuff. And then 5 out of 5 I actually think has, Topher here. Okay, never mind. Topher sucks. Never mind, Topher sucks. But yeah, these abilities that she got here with the defense down and the Ruthless Toxin could be good for her debuffing, but I probably would just relegate that ability to some other character. You can probably find another character that can debuff defenses and evasion and accuracy a little bit better and a little bit more consistently. I would just probably recommend, if you're going to get her to a move level, get her to 3 out of 5, that's it. I would honestly just keep her at 1 out of 5 myself, because she looks like she's going to be really solid at 1 out of 5 already. The max moves are already going to be hitting really hard. The AoE debuffs are going to be great. The poison damage they're going to be taking is even better. And of course, if I'm going to be pairing her with Fall Iris, it's going to be even more impressive, right? So that's going to be great. That's going to be great. So overall, Oleana's a really solid unit. I would probably recommend skipping her, but I can't really blame people for wanting to summon for her because of her, strength and utility and the amount of help that she gives to poison allies, which is just good for sure. But I'd probably recommend skipping, or at least waiting until the data mine. That's what I'd recommend doing at the very least, like I recommend for Rose. Just wait until the data mine, see what drops. If it's something you really, really want, go for that instead. You won't regret it, just because this character lasts for over a month, right? We're going to get another data mine, right? We're going to get another data mine, so don't worry about that too much. But yeah, I digress. I'm going to end the video there, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know if you're going to be summoning for Oleana and Garbodor down in the comments below. And let me know how the summons go, I guess. And yeah, I'll see you all later. Good luck.